We're not saying
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, welcome to the Movie Minute. Today we are reviewing I'm Thinking of Ending Things, a 2020 drama slash thriller. The synopsis is full of misgivings. A young woman travels with her new boyfriend to his parents' secluded farm. Upon arriving, she comes to question everything she thought she knew about him and herself. Charlie Kaufman is the director. Jesse Plemons is the star, as well as Jessie Buckley, Toni Collette, and it has a 78 Metascore on Metacritic.com. Johnny, talk to me.
I'm giving it a 4, and we'll get into the exact reasoning of the 4 later. But first, I want to say, is Jesse Plemons the best character actor for somebody who's unsettling? Just somebody. He doesn't necessarily need to be creepy. I know he's creepy in some stuff, but if you want somebody who's just unsettling just by existing, it's Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, aka Meth Damon, the most rude nickname I've ever heard of, but very, very funny. So I'll keep saying it. Jesse Plemons is one of my favorite actors. I don't know if I have a top 10 list of my actors, but he's probably up there. Also, low key, Toni Collette. My friend Amanda put me on to the United States of Terra. I watched it a few years ago, and she's almost being typecasted into this person who can play like multiple personality roles. And in this movie, she had to do the same.
Is that the mother?
Excellent. Yep, that was the mother.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She is excellent. Actually, I don't know that there was a bad actor in this entire movie. I was really, really proud of it.
Not at all. Not at all. It's crazy because I thought I knew what it was going to be, and then like the first scene where like the dad's hair like degrays, like when he comes down the stairs, I'm like, okay, what?
So I actually had a lot of questions. So I didn't read the pretty much the Socratic seminar after. I didn't read the breakdown of what happened after, but I'll tell you this. So a couple of years ago, I read this book. It's called The Order of Time by Carlo Rovelli.
He's got props. My man's got props for the show.
Listen, I'm a man with props. So I read that book a couple of years ago, and essentially it was like a dumbed down version of quantum physics, and they talked about a bunch of concepts like that there's different time moves at different speeds at different places in the world, and how there's no past and there's no present, or there's no past and there's no future, there's only the present, and all of these things are happening at once. Just very abstract concepts that you don't really get to talk about much, and they're kind of difficult to understand. So Carlo Rovelli was very great about dumbing it down for people who aren't well versed in the quantum physics realm.
Did he ever use the phrase "time is a flat circle"?
He did not. But we all know what that means.
Everything we've done or will do, we're destined to do over
and over again. So this movie, it reminded me a lot of that. So I give it a 3.5, and not because I didn't like it.
You're doing half ratings? I don't do half ratings.
I do half rate. I'm a very nuanced man, so I do half ratings, and I'll give it a 3.5. Not because I didn't like it. I probably like it at about a 4.5, but I give it a 3.5 because it's one of those movies that I love so much, but it was so sad I'll never watch it again. Like I just don't need that in my life. And Johnny, you said it in our first review of Toy Story 4. Like our ratings are essentially what we like and what's very watchable will give the highest ratings. And I don't consider watchable to be super sad or super introspective or anything like that. So I give it a 3.5, not because it's bad, but because I don't think I'll watch it again. It reminds me kind of like an Inception, where like you're constantly trying to guess what's going to happen next.
You're not going to watch Inception again?
No. Well, so Inception, the difference between Inception and this is that Inception was a bunch of explosions and it wasn't sad. Yeah. It was all action. This was very introspective and very sad, and you're trying to relate it to your own life. And it was a movie about depression, and it was a movie about what's going to happen next and where your future's heading. And it was just very introspective. And I don't know that you almost have to be in a mood to watch it. And what I found most interesting about it was that, well, all right, first let me go to you, Johnny. What did you think about the
Well, I can tell you what I thought it was about, and then I can tell you I read an article about what Charlie Kaufman said it was about. It's based on a
don't tell me
book.
that. Don't tell me that one yet, because I want to give you
Okay,
my
yeah.
take.
So I thought it was because the main character is always saying she's going to break things off with Jesse Plemons,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was just a combination of all her visits to the family home, just sort of reflective into one.
Oh,
I thought like they were all like she never does it. She
okay.
always says she's going to break up with him. She
I
never
never thought
does,
about that.
and then she just has these repetitive visits to the family home over and over again. That's what I thought it was,
Okay.
but that's not what it is according to the director.
So what I thought it was so she mentioned, or I guess his mother mentioned that she was a quantum physics student. So when I think of quantum physics, I think about, all things happening at the same time. So I look at little things like, her dog shake or his dog shaking. And I look at things like every time that, so, so it was a very long movie. I'd say it was about 2 hours. And
That's not a long movie, Brad. You're
it's
better than
all
that.
right. It's not too long, but it was a healthily long movie. And, you know, at the beginning of the movie, she said, "I'm thinking of ending things," but she said it in her head. And Jesse Plemons said, "What?" But she never said it out loud. And then later in the movie, she actually said the words, "I'm thinking," and then he interrupted her. And then later in the movie, she said, "I'm thinking of," and then he interrupted her again. So it's almost like each time that she said, "I'm thinking of ending things," the movie progressed, and that she was kind of progressing with her statement of "I'm thinking of ending things," but she never got there. And you saw the aging of the parents while she was also at the house. You saw her going down in the basement, and you saw the aging of him. You saw his mother say that, on your 50th birthday, and he said, 20th birthday. And it's just all these things that happened where, she never really got a grasp of time, and time was also always shifting. So I thought it was kind of a movie about quantum physics and how like everything has already happened, and time is moving through you. You're not moving through time. So I kind of thought it was a movie about that. I don't know if that was
Do you want to hear the official interpretation?
I do.
So the main character is Jesse Plemons, and this is he's dying and he's reliving his life. But if he had done his one regret was to ask out a woman at the bar, which is from the dinner scene, they never actually spoke.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So, and the reason
okay.
I gave it a 4 is because I really liked it. Is Charlie Kaufman said like you either get it or you don't. Like this is what it was like. There's no indication that this is what it is unless you read the book. Like I didn't like how he was high and mighty, thinking that it was pretty
No, I
obvious.
like that.
He's the janitor at the school. Is
He was the janitor.
Yeah, he
What
was
was
the
going on
janitor.
with the basement?
He's just ashamed of the basement because he lives at home, is the interpretation, and he washes his uniforms down there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because one thing I noticed was, that guy at the beginning of the movie he never came back around until the end of the movie. So I figured, you know, it's interesting. Like at first I thought like he hired actors to play his parents or something. And then I realized, okay, this is a movie about time, and it appears like all the people in this town are stuck through time. Like when they went to that ice cream shop,
Yeah, yeah. It's
you know.
because like those are the current students who do make fun of him as an older janitor, and
Hmm.
that's why all the people at the end are just students with aged up face makeup.
Right. Yeah. It was like purposely bad face
Yeah,
makeup.
yep.
Man, it really was a well done movie. I almost want to read the book because I feel like it would be a better.
Apparently, the book is from the Jesse Plemons' point of view, rather. So the
Well,
movie
so is the
flipped it.
movie almost.
No, the movie is from the woman's point of view.
You think so?
Yeah, she's the narrator.
That's interesting. She is the narrator, but I don't see her as the main character. I always saw it as Jesse Plemons. because he was always interrupting her when they were talking about poems or, their interpretations of different readings. They went to his house. Like, I always saw it as Jesse Plemons' point of view. Like, they were
I
watching
guess
his mother
I just
age.
see who's narrating it. Oh, they must be the main character.
Sure. What did you think of the acting of it all?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was definitely put you at unease a lot. Like I said, Jesse Plemons is literally born for this role, apparently, where you see him on the screen and you already sort of know like your stomach's going to get a little uneasy.
Nicole, what did you think? Bring her in. She's part of it.
I didn't know I was coming into this, but
You are. Triple play.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting how the girl character, like, she changes so much throughout the scenes, and like John said, we thought on initial watch that it was an amalgamation of the different visits and how she changes over time. But really, it's just an amalgamation of all the guys' different imaginary girls, basically. Because he never actually met her, so he's thinking like
because
she could have been a
she has a different job every so often. She has different interests every so often.
Did you notice, like, when they were driving back to the high school? Did you notice that, like, she was giving a movie review of some sort, and she like changed her accent almost? Like, I didn't know what was happening. It was almost like she was a different person. What was that about?
He was imagining a movie reviewer that he had like read a lot from. He was saying, "Oh, what if it was that woman that was this?"
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, we could have this snappy back and forth."
Yeah, and I think he also felt like, "Oh, I was more of a cosmopolitan. I could keep up with the wit and the intellect."
Yeah, he was very I don't know the word for it. He was very
good at trivia.
No, well, the opposite. I was going to say he was very kind of insecure about his intellect when he was talking about, exactly like trivia. He was always trying to correct his mother about this and that. He was always trying to talk about, how he knows so much and trying to impress the person that was in the passenger seat. I always thought that was very interesting about him, that, he was always trying to control. He was a very controlling dude. He wanted everybody to think he was smart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, there's a lot of little tidbits you can notice while you're watching it that indicates that, he's the janitor. But honestly, I don't think they're that obvious until you know the ending.
Yeah.
The cartoon pig was just out of nowhere. That was just.
I loved that part. Also, it was very poetic, like having the maggots underneath the pig that was like just being eaten alive.
Visible,
like that's how he felt.
Visible.
Yeah, like I didn't need the old man butt cheeks at the end, but it is what it is. I thought it was a beautifully directed movie. I don't know. Again, like I almost feel bad for giving it a 3.5, but it's just a watchable thing. Like I don't know that I'll watch it again. Like I'll watch like an Inception again. That, when I watch Inception, I think like, okay, this is a mind-bending thriller. Like, what did I miss? I want to watch every single, where is the light hitting this angle? What did this person say? Like, I want to catch every little piece of detail that I see. But this movie was like, man, this was so sad. It was the poem that the I guess Johnny, you're a narrator. The poem that she sang or that she said was like, it was depressing. Like it was beautiful, but it was depressing. Like just going home and just feeling so lonely that you're this mutant, this freak with like this skill that isn't natural in your hometown, and you have to go back and just be this person that everybody ogles and wants to see what you're up to. Like that was very depressing, and it kind of kept that same tone throughout the movie. I don't know that it's something that I'd want to watch again and again.
I certainly can't say I'd watch it again, but that's where it's the 4 and not a 5. It's certainly an artful piece that's worth the watch once, but yeah, it would definitely be tough to get through a second time.
All right, so I don't know I don't know if we gave any spoilers.
Well, I think we gave a few.
We did. We give a few spoilers, but it was hard to talk about this movie without actually talking about the movie. So our average of scores is a 3.75 out of 5.
Quick math. Wow.
I'm a genius. So I'd say watch it, but at your own risk. Maybe watch it once or twice. Johnny.
And enjoy the art. Not everything has to be watched. Not everything's, Pineapple Express.
Yeah. Which is absolutely a 5.